today. Oh, God is good, y'all. Like, he is so good. Like, even in the midst of hard times, like, he is so good. And you just have to remember that. Like, seriously, like, when you are going through your roughest moments, you have to understand that he's still good. Even in the midst of people being sick, he's still good. Even in the midst of whatever is going in, you insert your complaint right there. He is still good. And you just have to remind yourself. And so that just been on my heart all day. Like, all praises be to He is the King of the Kings and the Lord of Lords, meaning he is still in control no matter what. Like, no matter what, somebody's sick, he is still in control. If somebody's not acting right, he is still in control. Like, if things aren't looking the way you desire for them to, whatever, your finances, your relationships, he is still good. And so you gotta get that to him. You gotta get it to him. Anyways, welcome guys. We're excited, as always. I'm hyped up. I'm back on my keto coffee, so I feel like a new person. What? I love Skinny Brew, but I'm just a keto coffee girl, okay? So, for those who don't know me, I'm Rachel Whigham. I didn't plan to introduce myself, but I guess I will. I've been in this business for almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years. It is April, May, June, July. 2 months, it'll be 7 years. I'm excited. I can't even believe that. But I started as a single mom, robbing Peter to pay Paul, and now I am Ambassador Diamond. I worked really hard to get here. I got an amazing team, and yeah, I'm here for Rachel Jones tonight. And so we're gonna get a little glimpse of Rachel Jones' story, and then we're going to talk about signing people on the spot. And she just told me some amazing information, how just in the last 2 days, I think she said last 2 or 3 days, she signed five plus people a day on the spot, Johnny on the spot. And so I want to talk to you guys about this. It's real. I remember the first time I said yes for real to Host the Post, I signed 40 people on the spot. Kind of, they were, a few of them were follow-ups, but it was the same month, like from Host the Post. And so it is so possible. And how about we just talk about that was a month that it wasn't shouting out top and rollers. So of course I wasn't called. I never get called on the months that I actually do good. But anyways, so we're going to talk to Miss Rachel Jones, and we're going to talk about signing people on the spot. And then I'm going to share some juice about the power of the follow-up, because most of my loyals are follow-ups. And so we're going to talk about the best of both world. So Miss Rachel Jones, I'm going to have you come on. I'm going to have you talk about give me a little glimpse of the story, just a little 5-minute snippet, and then let's jump into it.
I just think it's funny that you said you're here for me, because I'm here for you. I'm just so glad that you asked. I'm glad we talked about doing this last week, and I'm just like, okay, like anytime we get to come together, my team is so blessed by you, and you have such a great spirit, and we just love to hear you. So we don't want to be greedy and get you all the time, but every time you give us yourself, we love it so much. My team is just eating you up. So yeah, okay. I just love how you open that, and I did actually record it on my phone. So I just love you so much. And a little bit about me, I'm right behind Rachel with 6 years in September, and it's just wild to think, you guys, because I know there's a bunch of new distributors on here, and I don't know about you, Rach, but like right now our team's exploding with newbies. So I'm not trying to like leave everybody out, but I just feel like the new distributors are taking over. So if you're new, will you just drop some love in the chat just so we can see? But I just think it's crazy, because when you're new, you think about it and you're like, 6 freaking years, or even a year. Because when we signed up, everyone was like, give us a year to change your life. Give us a year. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's kind of a really long time, but we'll see how it goes. And now it's been 6 years, so it's wild. So the business actually found me when I was 21 years old. I did things completely out of order. I got pregnant when I was 20. I was in college. Because my parents were paying for my education, I was forced to stay. Otherwise, I most definitely would have college dropout on my resume, but they were paying for it and they forced me to finish. So I got pregnant in college, had my son in college. I was a full-time waitress, and I know there has to be at least one server on here that knows what it's like. You might leave with $100 one day, but the next day you might have 20, and it wasn't cutting it. We were on government assistance, doing all the things, and we just needed more. And around that time was when God opened the door and just placed this in my path. I was only interested in the products because I had actually tried Avon in the past. I just name dropped that, just flew out. I usually don't name drop, but I tried another company in the past, and it wasn't good fit. It was a 2-month thing, nothing serious, but I just thought that I wasn't a salesperson, which is is why I wasn't looking for it work. So I was interested in the products, couldn't afford them, joined her team the same day. So it's wild how that works. But when I joined, I went diamond in 3 months because that was the thing to do, was go diamond in 3 months and get a bonus. And I love that that's back and they're honoring that, because that was just the thing in 2014 and 2015. And so many people are going for that right now. You guys don't feel like it's out of the equation. That was what was my driving factor. And I did it. I did it in college. I did it planning our wedding. I did it serving. I did it with a kid. I did it. And that was really what kind of paved the way for us, was getting that comma in our paycheck. 5 months in, me and Zach both quit our jobs. We were 22, freshly 22 years old. And we just, we were making about 6,000, 7,000. I was a double, he was a diamond. And we felt like we were rich with this business. We were so young and ignorant and naive, and we quit our jobs. And I wouldn't recommend doing that, but we just had confidence in the company, and the rest is honestly history. A year after that, we went to triple diamond and started making 5 figures continuously. And then we got pregnant with our second son, Elijah, which obviously everything with that pregnancy was so much different, having Zach home for the whole thing. And then a year after that, we went Prez. 2 years after that, we went Ambassador, which was last year. And here we are. We're actually going triple 2.0 in a week or so. So that's my 5-minute story, but I'm just so glad that we said yes. And it's just, again, I want to take it back to when I joined. I wasn't looking for this. I was only interested in the products. I didn't even think that making money with it was even an option, because I was so close-minded to it. And because the person that signed me up brought that up, I said yes. And I actually said no first. I said no a bunch, and she fought me on every objection. But I just think it's important to know that. For me, it inspires myself, just being like, there are people out there that have no idea that this is even a thing. They think it's only product based, right? They don't know if they can make money. And so make sure you guys are bringing it up to everybody, because you just never know when they might not be looking for it, but we obviously have the answer.
Boom. Well, congratulations in advance for the 2.0. It's happening. I'm excited. You're just a boss when it comes to that. So I'm excited. Okay, so let's talk about it. Walk me through, you're the host queen. We know this. So walk me through the intention behind, because it's not just the initial message, but let's give logistics for everybody, because they need the logistics, because especially since we have the newbies on here. So just take me through what it is that you desire to do every single day, what message you initially send, what host to post you're loving, and the belief that has to go beyond it in order to seal the deal on the spot.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm reading the comments. Someone, Galaxy Note, said, slow down. Never heard me talk properly, and I try to be aware, but I can't stop it. I just can't stop it. I try to control it, but I will really try to slow down though. There's 170 people on. This is cool. Yes. Okay. Host to post. So there are, but there's a bunch of host to post training, you guys, and we're about to launch something into May, in the beginning of May, that's going to be so great. So I don't really necessarily, unless you want me to, Rachel, I don't want to make this
you
like
don't need to go in there. Just the footnote, the cliff notes. I said footnotes.
I didn't want you to be like, wait, swerve. Okay, so yes, but good stuff is coming with host posts. You guys should be really excited about that. I think they're about to start dropping little hints and tips or whatever. But yeah, so honestly, every morning, I think what helps our team is like, we wake up and we're ready to go, with the sense of we got a notebook or paper, one or the other, and we have numbers that we have to hit every day. And so those numbers, it's funny because they evolve. We started off with like eight host posts upwards. It was a sweet spot. And then we turned it into 10. And lately we're just on fire, and it's so awesome. And we're like, let's try to do 15 to 30. And that sounds wild. You guys, start small. But if you wake up knowing I got a task list, and my task list involves messaging and expanding my network and host to post, they all go hand in hand. If you focus on host to post, you'll add new friends to your market. You'll get those messages out. You'll do all the things, because host to post is the center of it all, in my opinion. And so if you have a number every morning, you're going to do the actions to make sure you accomplish that number. And you guys, some days I'm like, well, holy moly, I've sent 100 messages out and I can barely get 8. And other days it's like, I got to pause it, because so many people will say yes so fast. So that's the beginning thing I would say, is waking up and knowing what your number is. And when it seems easy, guys, like I said, 10 just started to get I'm not trying to sound cocky, but 10 started to seem like we were doing it really fast. So we like increased it. When you feel like you're doing it fast, why not add more to it? I just think sometimes we just like max ourselves out. And so the more you do, the better. And just knowing that, there's a lot of ways to do it. Okay, so obviously you can do a giveaway. We usually do a team giveaway. Lately, we turned it into weekly drawings.
What's your favorite giveaway? Let me stop you. What's your favorite giveaway? Or what giveaway have you seen work the best in this quarantine season?
I was just gonna say in the season, cash, straight cash, Venmo cash, like right to your thing, but we're wording it as cash. In the past, diapers have been really good. Gift cards were really cool because we would take pictures with them and stuff. But lately, I feel like in the season we're in, it's just straight cash. But again, not physical cash, but you know what I mean. I just feel like cash sounds cooler than I'm going to Venmo you. And so that's what we're doing. And so everyone on our team pitches in $10, whether you're new or you're old, we all make it equal. And we got a pretty big pot because of that. And then on payday, we just started this. Ariane was like, we're all going to pay more as diamonds and above. So we're all doing like 30 and 50 just as a team because it feels good to give back, right? So we increased the pot and we're doing winners on Mondays. And so that's a great way to get host posts up because you can post 1 to 2 times. Some people are against it. I know some people post like once a month. We kind of do it like 1 to 2 times a week. We post about it. And so the thing is
sorry, I'm stopping you. What's your favorite post to get people to enter your host to post?
Okay, so at one point, like 2 weeks ago, drop your last camera roll picture was like lit. It was, and maybe it was lit because I was like, no nudies, please, and like tried to make it funny. But I felt like that was really great. And then the birth month was really awesome. Drop your birthday. There was one I did that was like, I don't think I made it up. Maybe, but find your birthday twin. And it was like really cool because people were going to it, dropping their birthday and looking and all, like everyone was interacting. And it was really cute when people were like, that's my birthday. So they literally put their birthday. But I think what's best for what I feel like as a team, I'm just speaking for our team, what I think we found is best is, I'm just going to be honest, changing the font has not been crazy for us lately. Just font changing has not been working. Now I make it pretty with my lifestyle posts, but when it comes to the giveaway, less is more. So we haven't been getting really crazy with that, but just a colored background and just not including a picture. It's just weird how it evolves because we used to always do that. And then drop your birthday month. Netflix was great. And that was like, Rachel, I don't think you watch TV. I do. So I was like, that's a giveaway thing, but I also am very curious about, I was very invested in everybody's television. So that one.
Okay, first of all.
That blew up. I know you probably don't watch TV. You're really great with just staying dedicated in life. But little ones like that, you guys, just interactive ones. Sometimes it's just the simplicity. So those were the ones. But what's great, you guys, is if you are truly diving into host to post and getting new friends, the reason why giveaway posts work to do them multiple times a week is the only time it works is when you're doing that homework. And sometimes we don't talk about the homework enough when it comes to expanding your network. We think that like we see someone on our team make a post and they get 500 comments, not really, but like 100 comments or something. And we're like, oh, that's cool, I'm going to go do it. And we're like, why didn't I have the same effect? And sometimes we're not doing those steps in between. And so that's a huge thing, is making sure you're expanding your network like crazy. And again, the more host posts you get up, you're in more and more and more conversations. So when we do those, obviously people are dropping an emoji, and I've just been keeping it short and sweet. I've been messaging them right away saying, okay, just to enter, or I just say, okay, right now we're doing 1,000. We went all in. We put so much money in, and we're doing $1,000 Monday, 10 winners of 100, which is our biggest one we've done. So right now I'm messaging them saying, okay, 10 winners, $100 on Monday. Just gonna throw a post up that I give you. Ready? It's that fast. Sometimes I'll do long paragraphs, but lately I'm just like, let's just get to the point. Are you ready to just post for me? And that's when they drop an emoji. Another thing too that's interactive is when you make them tag like 5 friends for an extra entry. That's been awesome, because if you're public with your post, which most of us are, those friends want to go and they send you a friend request and then they enter, and it goes on and on and on, and that will keep you so busy because you're literally, if everyone does 5 friends, you want to add all 5. It gets wild. So then when they actually host a post, ours is, we love TFX, just the typical TFX that everybody does, the 2 thing. There's a lot of different versions of it, the 2 pills, whatever, 90 days thing. And that's really, it works really well. We have a good upsell, and I'll send that when you start talking about your stuff. I'll put it in the chat. We're testing it out. I'm waiting. for the rattle. We tested it out and we finally got them knowing that when the door is shut, they respect it. I was waiting, I heard their little foot, they stopped and then they turned around. So yeah, TFX Host Post is our bread and butter, but just because it's ours doesn't mean it has to be yours. I just talked to Amanda Busher. It's been like 2 years, lives, dies, breathes by coffee. And I'm just like, that's wild, because coffee Host Post doesn't work for us. Maybe we don't do it enough. I know Claire Flores loves hair, skin, and nails. So figure out what works for you, but ours is TFX. And you guys, honestly, we've switched it up to where we give it all in one message. I mean, that's what I've been doing. I think my team is too. We kind of switched it up here and there, but I literally added it all in. So like when someone comments on a TFX Host Post and they accept my friend request, all that jazz, I send them the message that has a little bit of the TFX, and at the bottom of that message, I'm like, usually 65 with my discount, just the typical stuff. And I feel like that has made a significant change in me signing them on the spot, because there is no fluff. It's like, this is everything. Here's how good the product is. Here's how much it usually is. Here's how much it is with my discount. Are you in? The last one is sound good with like a winky face. And so they're either saying, no, I can't afford it or whatever, or leaving me on red, or they're like, yeah, what is the 90-day challenge though? Or they're like, yeah, I'm in. And it's wild, you guys. I've signed 7 today, 6 yesterday, 5 the day before. Oh no, my computer started to do that weird thing again. So yeah, I don't know if you have any questions for me. I want to pause for a second. But I think that's how I'm urgent with it, is just giving it to all of them. And I'm not messing around trying to force them to buy. I'm just really excited in that message of like, here's what it is. And then what I do too is when I sign someone up from the host to post, I go to that message after, and I'm like, when I sign someone up, I go to the message, the host post, and I'm like, 1 spot taken, 4 left. I always just act like 5 is the magic number. I never say it anywhere on the actual post, just in the comments. 1 spot taken, 4 left. 2 spots taken, 3 left. And I feel like obviously the number countdown kind of triggers them and they're like freaking out. But another thing you guys could do, sorry, I'm talking a lot. I need to hear you, Rachel, but okay. There's one more thing I've been sending. I just kind of didn't do it to every single person this time. But you guys, you could do this for the next however many days of this promotion, is right after that long message. And I'll send the scripts for when people comment. And you guys got to figure out what host to post works for you, just because you just got to try and error. And like, just because I said that font doesn't work for us, you might be like, we change our font to everything and it's great. But when it comes to the TFX, what I've been doing with the promotion is I send that long message, and the second one says, actually, I forgot, we were doing a short time promotion right now. You can either do the TFX for $36, or you can do TFX in 1 full size product for $49. Which one did you want to do? And when you lay it out like that, it's like, I mean, yeah, there actually have been people that have said just 36 because they just want to. But for the most part, they're like, holy moly, it sounds like the $49 deal is what like is the best bet. So I think that's been urgent too, is like corporate has like automatically given us that urgency by giving us that promotion. Does that make sense?
That's good. You can just text me all your goodies and I'll pass it along.
Okay.
Just in terms of, because I'm curious as to how you've switched up your host to post message altogether, to not say my friend is looking for X amount of potentials, but just looking for people altogether. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. So that was like straight to the point. I'm going to allow you guys to send me some questions, but I guess I'm going to share. I'm like, hey, look, I done got everything that I needed tonight. All right, let me go.
No.
10 okay, so I'm going to talk about, I feel like you should just keep talking. But I'm going to talk about the power of the follow-up. Well, here, take me through, how much do you follow up when it comes to your host to post and all that jazz? Because most of my enrollments, I don't even know how many oils I've signed. I know I've signed more than my steps. I think I'm on like 9.
I just feel like, man, there's some girls on here, part of our leadership, that should be speaking on this one, because I'm so just not freaking organized. The only thing, darn it, it's not in here. I've been taking it. I got my notebook under my armpit, like taking it around with me, because I'm trying just to be organized the best I can. But I'm only organized with my task list right now. So I actually stopped. It was too much. So to me, it's like when I have too many things to pay attention to, it's just like the confused mind says no. I freaking completely, it's repulsive to me. So I was looking at this task list, and I know Amy Spence has done all these trainings. I was using those sheets, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna use a notebook. I don't like binders. I didn't want to do that, but I love the concept. So I use a notebook, and then day one is on one page, and the notebook has 120 sheets. And I was like, ideally, it'd be great for me to have this filled up in 3 months, 6, 9, 4 months, whatever the math is, and be like, cool, for 4 months consistently, I did this. How cool to have it all in one, and to just kind of look at the numbers, that'd be cool. So each sheet, it's been different. Now I'm not even trying to get all crazy and draw squares and all these things, because I started to get bored with it. But I literally just started writing what I have to do, what I did do. And the thing that I got from Amy was like writing down the host to post people that say yes. It sounds wild, okay? We used to only write down the name of the people that did, but you'll find when you write down, when you have a paper in front of you and you write down everybody's name that says yes, you'll find that at the end of the day, you might have 20 people say yes, but 3 only post it. That's where the freaking follow-up for that comes in, and I was missing that piece. So when it comes to your follow-up, I don't have a good routine because I don't write down my potentials' names. Because for me, if I got in my head and I'm like, this is too much, I got too many potentials. So I am excited to learn from you, because my follow-up consists of me opening up my messenger in the morning with like one eye open, and I'm like, who are the most recent people I've talked to? And I'm sure people are falling through the cracks. So that's just me being honest.
So I am not green-ish. I mean, I'm green when it comes to my money, is what I tell my team. So I'm not green, but so you're not going to learn a whole bunch of organization stuff from me. But I will tell you this: I like, the power is in my follow up. Like, follow up is my thing. Like, I don't just follow up and say, hey, let's get your order in, or hey, I got a spot left, thought about you, here, it's open. I do that. How do I always say do? I don't know why I do that to myself. But what the biggest thing that I do is I engage with, so I do something called Happy Monday posts, not posts, messages. And so I will go through and maybe scroll back to like December, and I will tell all of those people Happy Monday, just to open up the conversation. And so every Monday, my goal is to get out 100, just, hey, Happy Monday, because it opens up the conversation. Because sometimes people see the price, they ignored you, or their kid had their phone, or whatever. And so it doesn't allow me to jump to conclusions. But when it comes to follow-up, the biggest system that I have is, one, I save my posts for host to post. So I don't know if you do that, Rachel, but I go in and I actually create folders, collections, but like you said, we're in May, like it's going down, like it's a big deal, like it's gonna be a very big deal. But I do collections. Like, collections are big for me. I'll go in, whether it's a promotion or a giveaway or a month. So I may share them as this giveaway. So if it's a gift card giveaway, or if it is like my diamond promotion, and be like, these people all did a host to post for my diamond promotion, or August 2020 host to post, whatever. So then I'll go back to those posts. I'll bump them. I'll add information. I message, likes, and comments on a great day. And I actually sign a lot more people from likes than comments, y'all. Like, the likers be ready but are afraid to comment on there. So I make sure that I go in and I message my likes. And so sometimes I'll send them pictures as well, like my personal pictures. That makes a big thing. Like, Rachel, you said you guys are TFX. I'm actually curious to try it out, but I mostly do cleanse. We're more so cleanse in hair, skin, and nails. But I think it also has a lot to do with your results and your confidence in the product. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. And a lot of us have substantial cleanse in hair, skin, and nails results. But cleanse, I love, just similar to TFX, because I can upsell it. It's a good upsell. Hair, skin, and nails is kind of, but cleanse I can always upsell. So I'll take people through, so adding them, of course. A lot of them do not accept my friend request, so I'll even go back to the post and say, hey, I sent you a friend request. So that's a part of my follow-up. And then also going through, and I love the search option in the messenger. So I'll use the search box in the messenger where I'll go through and I'll type in cleanse, or mostly cleanse because that's what I talk about the most. And I'll go back and I'll message all of those people who I've talked to about the cleanse. When you're doing that, you should do it from the computer if you can, because on Messenger, it doesn't allow you to do it quickly. So if you can do that follow-up on the computer, it actually makes it easier. But for me, I never stop following up, like never, ever, ever, ever. And similar to you, Rachel, I'll open up my message, and I think my biggest thing is, as much as getting up, oh, that's one of my favorite things. As much as getting up host to post, if they're not ready to buy, it's host to post, period. So I'm automatically asking them to put up a post. So if they're not ready, it's a host to post automatically. It's yes, I'm in the system, or I'm not ready just yet. Even if they're not ready just yet, I haven't put up a host post. And even if they sign up as a loyal customer, I haven't put up a host post. Everybody should be a gateway to a host post, period. So I believe there is so much power in your follow-ups, like even with that initial contact and signing them on the spot. Those people who are not ready, those people who haven't opened up your message, yeah, there's people who haven't opened up my message, and I will still send them all the messages, because when they finally open up the message, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I missed all of these messages. Be like, okay, it's all right, girl, let's go ahead and get your order in, because they can see that I still cared about them in the midst of them ignoring me. And so because of that, I'm just believing that they're gonna go ahead and sign up because they feel bad because they was ratchet. So I'm just saying, yeah, I know I'm crazy. But that's my biggest thing when it comes to follow up. Another thing that I like to do is and this is, I'm not a list girl. I'm just not. I should be. So if you're out here doing lists, like, you are legit, okay? Spreadsheets and all of that, like, you the bomb, and you should be teaching us right now. We need to listen to them, Rachel. So if you're doing that, like, let me know some, because we might need to do a training later on with you. But and I'm serious, I'm not joking, I'm so serious. But one thing that I love to do is I'll just pick a date. I always follow up with the people that I talked to yesterday. I call it clearing my inbox. So every morning before I start sending messages, I clear my inbox. And so I'll go back. Don't go and start sending new messages before you go back and clear the inbox of the people that you've talked to on yesterday. And you may have looked over them, because sometimes, I don't know, mysteriously messages get opened on your messenger, and it looks like you ignored them and you kind of missed it. So I would suggest scrolling back, especially I'm just thinking like mastermind, getting up 10 to 15 host to post a day. I know me, I would be so eager to get up 15 host to posts that I would be like, man, bump y'all. If y'all ain't ready to order, I'm about to go and put up 15 new host to posts. But I like writing down the names of people, because if I go and write down the names that I asked them to do a host to post, or that said yes, and I can put a check mark beside them to say they actually put it up, I'll go back and say, hey, did you forget about me? Hey, don't forget about me. Hey, I didn't see your post come through. I want to make sure that you get entered in for the drawing, or some type of, and that's a follow-up within itself. And so I always, I don't know about you, Rachel, if you have a number, but I always suggest that I tell my team to do at least 50 follow-ups a day, at least 50 follow-ups a day. And that's really not anything in comparison to if you're sending out all of these messages, you have more than 50 follow-ups to do a day, but it's just a good pace in order to make sure that you're actually going back and finding those people that may slip through the cracks.
I wanted to unmute myself for a second because I think people misunderstood you in saying clear out. She doesn't mean
not delete them. No, I'm sorry. Yes, never delete mess. Oh my gosh. Yep, I did say clear out.
Imagine if my girl Bella's like, oh gosh, that gives me anxiety thinking about it. But
delete the messages.
I'm so glad you said that though, Rachel. I literally said that in our leadership chat last night. You guys, if you don't do this every single night, it piles up. And it's like, not only just your freaking messenger, but with text, you guys, as you're flooding it into freaking host to post, you got your team growing, everyone is contacting you, you're on the go with your phone. It's like, it's all the platforms get bombarded. You have text messages, and then you're focused on something that you're I'll answer them later. Before you know it, you have 20 unread text messages, and the same thing, you guys, it literally, I'm someone, I used to literally answer everybody on the spot, unless if my kids were in the back, something little like that, I'd always answer when I could, if I wasn't physically on my phone, but I would do it immediately. Unread would give me, it would make me uncomfortable. I'd have to read it. And then it got so overwhelming that I was like, I'll do it later. And then I'm like, now I have 50 text messages and they're buried and they're buried. And it's the same thing. And yesterday I told Zach, like, we went into the bedroom like for downtime, because that's what we do around like 11, and I was planning on going to bed, and then I'm like, I need to like legitimately clear things out. I'm not going to bed until, and I stayed up until 1:30 clearing it out. And I'm in my text inbox. I had gotten all the way down to like March 25th. And I'm like, shame on me, because I let it go for that long. I had unread messages from March 25th, nothing significant, but like a loyal customer that said, change my auto shipment, and it ran 2 days ago. Like little things like that. And I'm like, I have got to do this. I have to clear them out every day. And it's the same thing with the messenger. You just like, I'm so glad you said that as well, because I don't know why freaking Facebook is so janky, but it opens stuff all the stinking time. And so you don't want to miss out on anything. But then also, if you guys, some of you guys aren't following up every day, let's just call a spade. You're uncomfortable. You feel like it's weird. I get it. But you guys, what will make you want to follow up every day is having the mindset of just giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, why do we have to automatically go to a place of, oh, they don't want it, like they're ignoring me because they don't want it, I'm left unread because they don't want it. We automatically go to this like dark place, but it's like, how many times have you literally had your phone in front of you and your freaking husband walks in, or your kid, and then your screen goes black and you had opened it and now you're on something new and you forgot about the whole thing? Or God forbid, another Facebook thing where we unintentionally open up our messages. So it's like,
let me say this about that. So one of the things that I tell the team is that, listen, okay, they haven't really been blowing me up lately because clearly they must feel sad for us because of quarantine. But Target, and I would like, it's a joke now. Like when Target sends me notifications, I'll screenshot it and send it to the team. Because I told them, I say, y'all, Target used to blow me up like every day, 3 times a day. And I told them, I appreciate Target blowing me up. Because when my kids need some new clothes, when I need that toilet paper on sale, okay? I mean, ain't no toilet paper now, but I need the sale that you got, and I'm just waiting for the right sale to come through, and I'm going into Target. So I think you have to realize that when you have something for people and you're offering, until you tell me I'm annoying, until you tell me to stop, because if Target is getting on my nerves, guess what I'm gonna tell them? Stop. You know, you text back. It's so funny. Rachel, have you ever had a customer tell you stop? I have. It's so funny.
Yes, like you're automated.
Yes. Yes. Like it was the automated. It was like, stop. I was like, oh.
You know you're doing something right.
Ooh, it was so funny. But anyways, what I'm telling you is they'll tell you if they don't want to be bothered. Like people do it all the time. Have you ever been putting a group text or a group message and somebody says stop to that? Like they will tell you if they're annoyed. So if just because they're not responding, it's just because you haven't said the right thing to make them tick in that moment. And I tell this is a big thing for me. Like your reaction or your response should never be based on the customer. And what I mean by that is you shouldn't stop sending a message just because of how someone is acting. So just because they ignored you does not take away from your job of informing them.
Yeah.
So that's your job. So until they say, so just because they ignore you does not mean you have permission to no longer follow up with them. Right? Just because they said not right now does not mean that tomorrow it might not be different. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't ask them a time to follow up, then that's a shame on you, not a shame on them. So now you're like, okay, when do I follow up? When do I follow up? You should have asked them. You should have said, hey, can I follow up with you on Friday? Hey, do you get paid on Friday? Like, it's okay to say that. Like, did you get that stimulus check on Monday or not? Like, what day come in? We finna hook you up. Like, they want, since they're buying it from a person, they don't want a robot. They want somebody who's going to be personable with them and care about their finances. Y'all, I used to have a girl who card declined every single month. And she'd be like, Rachel, it's going to decline on Friday, but you can run that thing on Monday. And I'd be like, all right, girl, I got you. Run her order on Monday. And she loved her product. But she, it's okay. Like, if it was past the 25th, she'd let it decline, but she still wanted her products, right? So it's just creating that relationship with people. And I say relationship very... what's the word? Like loosely?
Loosely?
Loosely, very loosely, because you don't need to know their kids' names, especially if they're a potential. You don't need to go engage on all their posts. Like, you don't need to do all of that, because at the end of the day, you are a business person and you can be personable. So if you do know their kids' names, or you know something about them, or you remember something about them, that's great. But you don't need to be best friends with every single one of your potentials. So I did have another thing, and I can't remember now. Another thing that I do when it comes to my follow-ups that really helps me. But yes, I'm glad you said that, because
You know,
I'm glad you said that about clearing your messages. But I'm saying that in terms of just daily discipline, not deleting them, guys. Do not delete your messages. But that means, so what I'm saying is, every single morning when you wake up, you go back and you respond to every person that you talk to. And what you can do is, if just to make sure, like, if Facebook didn't mess you up, you could scroll back to the day before, and then you can just look and see, and just kind of comb through each one and make sure that you've responded to all those people. Because guys, I'm going to tell you, the power is in the follow-up, and you can sign all these people on the spot, like Johnny on the spot. But at the end of the day, if you don't follow up, how much more volume are you missing? How many more people are you missing because you did not take the time to follow up with people? And then it becomes a situation where you're priming somebody for me, right? You're priming somebody for the person who's going to follow up. I'm gonna follow up. And so they're like, well, she followed me 5 times and she just told me about the product 1 time, so I'm signed with her, right? So you're taking away your own opportunity to have more customers.
And you guys know what's wild is, like, people, you have to remember, and I think it's just like our ignorance, in the sense of, like, you just don't know what you don't know. But there's this, I order this like shaving cream from, I don't know what company, Pink Zebra, I don't know, there's some really lit shaving cream, and I have ordered it from the same girl twice. And then I made like friends with this girl on social media who, she might have even bought from me, but she was just a great host poster, like, just intentionally, I felt like referring people to me. And I found out that she was a part of that company, and you're not like loyal customers with this company, so I'm like, I can buy from someone else too, and like support everyone. And I found out she was from it, and I'm like, I'm actually almost out of my cream, message me next week, please. And I was like, I'll buy from you, and just to support her. And I liked it. She said yes. You guys, I haven't heard from her, and I searched and searched. I can't find, I mean, I got messages on messages. I don't even know what her name starts with. I forgot. And I haven't ordered it from like my old girl, because I'm like, I still want to stay loyal. This was like a month ago, and I'm out of the freaking shaving cream. And I'm like, she hasn't followed up. Like, shame on her. I don't remember who she is. So remember, you guys, if we're not in their ear all the dang time, maybe I'll find someone else, right? I could go find someone else. Someone could go find somebody else. You want to be in their ear. So I wanted to share that. When Rachel was talking, I was like, oh my gosh, I still don't have my damn shaving cream because this girl's nowhere to be found. And another thing that I thought of while Rachel was talking was, when it comes to, we have to still do our job, even though they ignore it. It's if we just are nice people, assuming that not everyone hates us, not everybody's annoying, like, just have that positive mindset. We'll realize it has nothing to do with us. But I was thinking about it. I had a girl message me 2 hours ago, and she was like, you know what? I finally have money and I'm ready to lose weight, yada, yada, yada. Just a typical message of she's ready to sign up. I went to our conversation, and the past 4 messages were me being completely ghosted in my follow-up. She ignored, and she said at the end of the message, she said, I'm so sorry I ghosted you, but I was just embarrassed. I finally have the money now. Again, has nothing to do with me. I could feel that I was annoying. She was embarrassed. She didn't want to tell me she didn't have the money. She came around when she had the money, right? So just remember those. Sometimes I think it's important we share those stories, because I feel like it just takes the pressure off to be like, okay, I need to keep on doing this, because again, it has nothing to do with you.
And that takes me back to just taking your feelings out of the follow-up. Like, you have to remove your feelings from the follow-up and just know that you're just doing your job, and your duty is to help people, like, period. Like, your job is to give. You get on social media to give, not to get. And if you take that perspective when it comes to your following up, and when it comes to your host to post and all of that, if you know that you're here to give something and not necessarily to get, because the word says, give and it'll come back to you, good measure. And so what you're putting out, you're going to receive. It's a biblical principle. And so when you're looking at it like that, you can know that you're going to receive as you give with a genuine heart. Now, if you're always like, okay, I got to get up 10 host because today I just need these customers, like, that's not going to exude that you desire to help other people change their life. And so I'm excited to implement I'm gonna set me a goal because I don't have goals. It's just like sometimes I set goals, but I'm very inconsistent with that. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna get up 5 today, 10 tomorrow, 2 today. I'm just flowing with the wind, and that's why I'm not signing 5 plus a day. So I'm gonna change my life because I'm going double 2.0 this month. And what's so crazy is I talked to we had Brittany Landrum on just the other day, and she was talking about what she told my team, and she said straight up, it's your, we know this, right? You and I know this. But if everybody else don't know this, it's your duty to hold down your volume for your promotion. If people help, that's nice. But if they don't, you still, if this is your promotion, then you hold it down. And so she talked about how she brought in 5,700 in volume by herself, by boosting her packs in order to make her promotion come to life. And so I'm excited because I'm about to just be a volume rainer, okay? Because this is about to go down. So I don't know if you saw any questions that we did not answer. Oh, how you add them as a friend to get into the network? So yes, so host to post is like the only way that I build my network now, unless I just see somebody cute and I be like, oh, I want to be her friend. But outside of that, that is the #1 way. And just consistently doing host to post, I have to go and delete friends. I got telling my friend I went and deleted everybody from high school. Y'all can go because y'all don't even like my posts. So I went back and deleted all of them because they still follow you, so they can still see me if they want to see me, and if they like it and inbox me, they can be my friend again. But so I think it's really important that you use that to build your network. And then I go back because a lot of them haven't even, you're saying like people aren't responding to my message, they're unread. It's because they haven't accepted your friend request. And you can also clear your friend request, and you need to, because Facebook will shut you down. I do have a question for you, Rachel. Do you have them tag you or do you not?
I don't. Can I also say something on that same line, you guys? This will so help you. And if you know already, cool, you're winning at life. But we just kind of recently, maybe not recently, I don't know. But you guys, something that you have to add an extra step. That's the only annoyance. But once you start to do it, you'll be like, oh, it's a breeze. So we don't have them tagged. Some people have accidentally tagged and it hasn't been like horrible, but I just personally feel like you shouldn't be tagged. But here's what you have to know. If you're not going to have them tag you in it, here's what was happening is that like, okay, so someone does a host to post for you. You're not tagged in it. And then all these people comment and you go add message. And you're like pissed off because you're like, why aren't they answering me? Well, to you, it seems like it's common sense because you had that person host post. These people that comment have no idea you're correlated with them. It was just this weird, I know that sounds so clear as day, but to me, it was just like this aha moment, like, well, duh, of course they're not accepting my crap. Because, so anyways, what we started doing was we will go to the comment, add them, and not send the message out until they accept the friend request. Now, because of this, yes, that means you sometimes cannot message every comment because they don't accept it. You won't get blocked on Facebook. It slows it down. They'll accept it. So what you do to get them to accept the friend request is you respond to their comment and you just literally will say, hey, I sent you a friend request. You won't see my message until you accept it. Or I just tweak it up. You can't copy and paste the same message on comments. It'll be blocked. But like I'll say, hey, make sure you accept my friend request. My message is sitting there. It's not sitting there, but you guys always get the notification when someone accepts it, and then boom, you click it right away. You send the message. Yes, there have been times where I've added so many and they accepted and they respond to the comment. They're like, I don't have a message. Okay, then I just message them because I'm like, oops, slip through the cracks. I just keep going. But I think that's such a big tip that will help you guys if you're not doing it is add them on Facebook from the host post and then respond, and don't say message to you. Be like, hey, make sure you accept my friend request or you won't get my message, or my message will pop up after. There's a lot of different versions. And so they'll accept your request very, very, very fast. And then you can send the message and they see it right away, rather than just you sending all these messages and they're sitting in message requests. And now you're blocked because they're all strangers. So I wanted to share that tip because when we started doing that, holy moly, I think that it goes hand in hand with signing them on the spot, because they're accepting and they're still, it's fresh in their head because they commented, accepted, and they get the message, rather than it's a message request and they see it the next day. And now they're like, I don't really even care about that weight loss thing anymore, kind of deal. So I wanted to make sure I said that.
Yes, absolutely. That is so good. So good.
Okay, cool.
Cool. And I was not, I've never, I mean, I think I've thought about it, but I never did it. So that's good. I had stopped letting them tag me, and then I started again, and that's probably why I wasn't doing so well with my host post.
Well, do you feel like so you still have them tag you? How does it work?
It was because I was lazy. and I was tired of going look for them.
Yeah, well, that part sucks. That truck, that part really does suck.
But if you guys have never done this before, go into your search in your Facebook and just put in my friend and then your name. If you did that. Do you do that still? I got to look at what you sent me.
My friend, your name?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of confused.
For the actual host to post. Have you switched up what you send for host to post?
So there's just a few different versions. Like you could do like product testers needed, or you don't even need to say testers needed, and you could say like 2 pills, 1. There's just a bunch of different ones that we use.
So do you take off my friend that it's for somebody else, or do you just put it, so you just put up like a post that I would put up? So a post that I would put up is what you give them to put up?
I think that they both work. I kind of go back and forth.
Okay.
I feel like my friend works, but then I also feel like it doesn't. Some people though, there's someone like Bella, sorry, I'm kind of name dropping you a lot, but like, I think my girl Bella, she didn't like not having my friend because she felt like she couldn't connect with them because they didn't have any idea that she was the third party kind of thing. I don't know, because sometimes I heard too that my friend affects the algorithm too. I don't know what the right way and wrong way is to do it, but I know that product testers has worked. I know not even saying product testers or my friend, and just the simplicity of 2 pills / this, and then my friend too. There's like 3 different versions. I don't know which one's best. I just kind of revolve them all.
So I just got a comment that said they preload the message before they send them a post. It said
that too.
Load the message while waiting for them to accept the friend request. Then as soon as they accept it, that's smart. So you can actually go, you know that Facebook keeps when you send somebody a message. Like it keeps it there. You know, just like if you were to comment on somebody's post and go away from it, if you come back to that same post, your message is still there.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good. People keep sharing that on Zooms, and I keep forgetting to implement it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. Okay, well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I think I'm just ready to go and work. Go double 2.0. So how about this? Let's just, since we have a lot of new people in in here today, let's just give some juice. And what is it that you're going for this month? Like, drop in the comments. Are you going executive? Are you going Ruby? Are you going diamond and getting a $15,000 bonus? Are you going double, triple, presidential, ambassador? Hey, 2.0. What's up? Like, hey. Are you reloading? That's a big deal too. Like, are you reloading Ruby? Are you reloading Diamond? Like, what are you doing? This is amazing. The chat is on $50,000 bonus. I know that's what I'm talking about. Hello, Rubies. Yes. Okay, well, I'm going to pray unless Rachel has something else to say. You know it. I just got to, you know I am. What you got, Rachel? You got something else?
I don't know. Okay. You can go first. I'm just reading.
Ask it again, Keisha. I can't see you. I just made the chat go crazy. I can't see it. What to say? Okay, we got a question. Hold on. Let me tell y'all how professional y'all are with y'all cameras on, though. Come on. Being present in the room. It's a big deal. Because when you're on this other side, you don't want to look at names. I don't care where you at. Let me see your face. All right, where is it at, Keisha? Do you utilize? That's a good question. Do you do slides?
I have Cheyenne Knox kills it with freaking slides on Instagram, and she taught us how to do like opportunity ones. And when I actually dedicated, like, we did it during the Rise conference. We were together for like 4 or 5 days, and I did it for like 2 solid days, and it was lit. But it's just with Instagram, you have to do a freaking lot to see it pay off, and I just kind of got tired of it. So no, I don't, but it did work when I went all in, but I don't have it in me to go all in with Instagram right now. In that sense.
I got somebody on my team that kills the slides, and she's like, you just need to do more of them. And I was like, you host the post for distributors.
Yeah, the issue is there's so many hottie toddies. Like, Instagram's so great with that, and I've been putting a lot of time and energy into like making it look pretty and being consistent and expanding that way, and that part's fun. But I'm like, I don't. What about on Facebook? No, like on Facebook. It's tiring to be good at 2 things. So
on Facebook, do you do, just like you do host a post on Facebook, do you do opportunity ones?
Yeah, there's a really good one. I don't know where it stemmed from, but a lot of people have had success with it. I'll send you that one through text too. It's kind of a long one, but it's great. It's so great. But with that, ooh, shucks. with that too, I feel like with opportunity ones, you don't get the same feedback as one host to post for products. So you have to just make sure if you're going to do opportunity, you need to do like dedicate your day to it, dedicate a couple days. It's not as hard as Instagram by any means, but like when I had done that and I'm like, I need a box for my promotion. Obviously I was like, I got to fill them up, need to sign distributors. All of my host posts work for opportunity. And of course, then they come, but you can't, sometimes you can do it. But for the most part, I haven't had luck with doing 3 opportunities a day and getting a steady flow of people coming in. I feel like you got to go all in if you're going to do it. But I do have one that works very well. Yeah.
That's the follow-up piece. That follow-up is going to be really key if you do the distributor ones, because I know I have a lot that are still floating out there. Do you do text host to post on Facebook or graphic? So do you do a picture or do you do words is what that's
I do both, but like my girl Sav doesn't do a picture, right, Sav? She just does words, and she got a lot of feedback with it, which is wild because it almost looks boring. But it's like, hey, if you're just trying to make money and look at it, like you're just like, I got to read it and I'm done. I did the picture and the words just because I don't know, someone told me to do it. I don't know who it was, and they were getting significant. But yeah, she had really good results without doing it. So that's cool to know that you could do either one.
Yeah. Can they get the scripts in here? Drop them.
Yeah. Let me see how. Yeah, I'm on my computer.
Yeah.
Let me.
And I'll put the recording too. So yeah, I will do that when I put it up, and I promise to put it up tonight. All right. Yeah. So I don't think we have any. Actually, this text one, and it blew up. Yep. All right. So Rachel may do that, and I'm gonna pray. And
hang on, wait, real quick before you start praying. I'm looking at my leaders. One.
Congratulations, Shantae. She went Ruby yesterday, and she's going for Emerald. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm sorry, go.
No, I was just seeing which one of my leaders I could text them to because I'm on my phone. Okay, Jess. Okay, I'm gonna send them to her. She's gonna put them on the chat room in here, so I don't have to log in on my phone. So just don't shut it down yet. Pray for a long time.
Yeah, it's okay. I won't close it out. All right, guys. All eyes closed, heads bowed. If that's how you pray, whatever you pray. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we are just grateful for this space and this time, God. Oh, man, you are so amazing, so awesome, such an omnipresent, omnipotent, mighty God, and we just love you for who you are. We love you for being the center of our lives, God. We're just grateful for this space and opportunity, God. I'm just grateful for Rachel on today and how she took out her time to pour into us and to share about host to post, God. We're just praying that the time that she gave today, that you just give it back to her 100-fold, God. I'm just praying over her triple diamond 2.0, that you allow it to just go with such grace that it's not even an effort, but just the things that she does daily on her day-to-day basis that take her there, God. I'm just praying over her entire organization, God, and everybody who got on to this call today, God, us being able to come together, that they got some tidbits that they hide in their hearts, things that they decided they're going to implement right away, and not some things that they're going to just be excited about but not actually put into play. So God, I'm just praying now over those who have made up their mind to get up and to implement and to be consistent, to be brave, to be patient with allowing their business to grow exponentially. I'm just praying now over their seeds, God, as they're going to get up, they're going to set their intentions, and they're going to start asking people. And as they do that, God, I'm praying that they just have a manifestation that's far beyond anything that they could think or imagine, God, that they're in a position to where it just starts to blow up as they begin to do what it is that they're supposed to do to make this business work, because it's not hard. It's just a matter of being willing to do it. And so, God, we just praise you in advance for all the promotions. We praise you in advance for the executives, for the rubies, for the emeralds, for the diamonds, for the doubles, for the triples, for the presidentials, even those who desire to go ambassador this month, and how you're just going to allow their business to explode like never before. We love you, we worship you, and we adore you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.